We are going to review the YardCare 13-inch brushless cordless electric mower. So let's get started.
House on the mend.
All right, if you are interested in this July 2025 Amazon Prime Days deal, then you're in the right place. Let's go ahead and unbox it, assemble it, charge the batteries, and put it through its paces. All right. Just what I like to see. A box within a box. A very small grass catcher bag. Everything's just kind of thrown in here, as you can see in this picture, but there's plenty of bubble wrap. Here's everything that comes in the package. We get the mower itself, and the handle is broken up into 3 parts. We'll put that together in a minute. The grass bag is in 2 parts, the frame and the bag itself. So we'll be putting that inside, the frame inside the bag, and clamping it around here in a second. We get 2 batteries that appear to be 4 amp hour, 18 volt batteries, and they come with their own standalone charger instead of the little RCA jack or radio jack that I see a lot of chargers have. So having a cradle is kind of nice. These batteries do not have a battery life indicator on them, which is too bad. I wish they had that. Nonetheless, let's start putting it together. So on these little bits that are the handle, we actually have a screw that's already in them that we're going to have to remove and then screw into the side. A little more complicated than some of the other mowers, electric mowers I've assembled, but probably no big deal. Yeah, it goes right in. Okay, then we have these little blue wing tabs. And we need to remove those so that we can bring up the handle, put that into place, and then tighten it down with the same blue wing tabs. So it looks like you will be able to loosen these and fold this part of the handle down. Other mowers I've reviewed have quick release clamps right here that make that process much faster. Back here, as you can see from my B camera, we have the grass catcher area, so that just lifts up on springs. Nice spring there. The overall feel is pretty well finished, with 2 exceptions. Number one, right back here where the grass catcher goes is still pretty sharp plastic, but that doesn't matter because it's just going to be held by the grass catcher. And then number 2, up front here, we have one handle that works all 4 of our tires, and it's plastic, and the railing is plastic, as you see in this picture, and it is really cheap. Take this cord right here, and there's a supplied little spring clamp that we will use to police up this cable. There. All right, the grass catcher frame and bag are not intuitive at all, but if you hold with the handle up and insert this part going beyond the handle into the bag, you can go underneath with the tab, underneath the handle, click that into place, then go around with these little plastic clips and get the rest of the bag stretched out and clamped around the frame. There we go. When it's all done, it should look just like that. All right, let's bring the mower back into frame. Then we'll lift up the door for the grass catcher. There's a couple of little points sticking out on either side. And clamp in we go. Now, one thing I notice is these points that are sticking out are a little short. And if you move them from one side or the other, they'll actually fall off the supports here. But this door clamps down really hard, holds it into place, and it's not coming off. All right, let's go charge the 2 batteries. I'll let you know how long that takes since there's only one charger, and then we'll check out the display screen and controls up at the top of the handle. All right, I have the charger plugged in, and let's take a battery. It just slides right into the cradle here, like that. We immediately turn from the green light to the red light, meaning that we're charging. I'll set a timer and let's see how long it takes. 50 minutes later, the light has turned green. We are fully charged with this battery. No discernible temperature change. That's good. It's not getting hot. So we just need to charge the other battery and then we can get started testing. All right, both batteries have been fully charged. So we lift the door from back to front. And inside I can see 2 little metal wires acting as springs. And those are going to push the batteries out. And they will slide and click into place under their own built-in release. And there we go. To remove them, you squeeze and you can see that metal bar inside acting as a spring to help you push them out. Coming up to the top of the handle here, we have the display screen. So let's check that out. If we press the power button, we get 2 separate battery life indicators. That's cool since they're not on the batteries. I'm not sure what these red marks are for, but this green one down here is for blade motor speed. So we have the high and the low speed. Let's leave it on low and listen to what it sounds like when we start the motor. You press this button for safety, and then either of these handles gets pulled back. There's low speed, and let's check out high. All right, so we can definitely tell a difference in speed. I'm just going to leave it on the high speed while we do our testing so we can get a better idea of battery life. All right, welcome to my test track. By the way, empty with no batteries is 20 pounds, as you see here, very portable. All right, I've got hearing protection, but I just want to hear it for myself for a little bit. Power on first. In direct sunlight, this little screen is impossible to see. All right, first thing I notice is when the unit powers off, when I put the batteries in, even though we had left it at the higher speed, when I turned it on, it defaulted to the lower speed. Hear that? And I had to increase it. So you'll have to do that every time. All right, I like to do about 3 times around before I start any pattern in the grass. And when I was turning over here, I noticed this mower sits so low. For me, I'm 6 foot tall, that my arms kind of hang right here. So I have to go like this to get it up to turn. Really uncomfortable for me for long periods of use. So think about if you're a much shorter person than me, this is going to be just fine for you. But anybody tall, there's no way to adjust it. Right here, it clicks in. There's only one position. It doesn't adjust down there. You remember we had to screw it in. So obviously meant for somebody quite a bit shorter than me. But let's press on. Oops, you have to power it on. Okay, that's kind of a pain having to power on that little LCD screen when you cannot see it. I've got sunglasses on. In the direct sunlight, I can't see it. It's useless. Oh, and it shut off again. What's happening? Okay, now it's on. It is. Okay, 5 trips around. Let's look at how much grass we have. Oh yeah, we are completely full. So, wow. I can't even fit the rest that fell out in here. So, what are we, maybe? Actually, we're probably about a third of the way through the lawn, and it's overflowingly full. So I would say my front yard here, which is kind of your standard little kidney bean kind of lawn, is pretty optimal, or at the end of the small to medium range that you would want for this mower. The power though, it's been no problem. As you can see, it's been pretty hot here, not a lot of rain, so the grass isn't completely overgrown, but I have let it go for about a week and it's not having any problem powering through that grass. All right, I like to see a handle back here so you can grab it with 2 hands and dump it, but it really is such a small bag that you can do it kind of one-handed. Get out of there. There we go. All right, so no problems. I ran it on low speed and high speed. It never bogged down at all. This is almost impossible to read. Damn it, it just shut off. It looks like we still have 3 out of 3 bars. So let's keep going. I like to take my backyard and go around the perimeter about 3 or 4 trips with a regular mower. And that way I can easily get in and out with my 0-turn mower. Well, all right, I think that's enough testing for me to give you my pros and cons. Now, first the pros. The battery life was fantastic. I did my entire front lawn, and then I made 3 trips around the perimeter of our quite large backyard lawn. And as near as I can tell in the hard to read screen, the battery life didn't drop off even 1 bar. So that's pretty great. Also, speaking of the batteries, whenever I recommend a tool, I like to look at the battery platform itself, i.e. how many other tools are available using that same battery. And if you look on Amazon's page here in the store for YardCare, they've got some pretty cool looking robotic mowers, and at the bottom of this listing, this chainsaw that I think would be pretty great to review. So there's at least some other tools that you can hope to use with this same battery. At 20 pounds, it's more than easily portable by folks as long as the batteries are out of it. The batteries are probably about 5 more pounds, so just keep that in mind, but very, very portable. And thirdly, the power was fantastic. It never bogged out on either the low nor the high speed setting. Now, this is something you might not pay attention to, but I see it in my reviews. The blade length on this 13-inch mower, as you can see in this picture, is actually 13 inches or even a little bit beyond, which, believe it or not, I have not run into before. They've usually been about an inch shorter. Now the cons. And there's some significant ones for me because of my height. That number one complaint was the bar is just too low for me. I was actually uncomfortable and could feel it in my lower back when I was done mowing because it was so short. In fact, if you look at this picture here compared to the other electric mowers I've recently reviewed, it is the smallest. However, if you are a shorter person, such as a lot of the ladies that watch my videos on this channel overwhelmingly watch my lawn care or yard care kind of videos, and if you are like 5'4" to 5'6", this is going to be perfect for you. Very portable, and the handle's probably going to be in a nice comfortable spot for you. Keep in mind, every bit of the cutting I did was at the highest setting, the number 5 setting, so it wasn't like I was cheating and dropping it. Next would be this little display screen up here. It's too dull for me to see in regular daylight. Now, you might cut your lawn before sunrise or right around sunset, And if so, then you'll probably be able to see that screen. For me, that's when my sprinklers are going off. Also, I didn't like having to push the power button, then push this button here, and then pull on the handles to get the mower to start. I thought that was quite a bit. Also, the fact that every time I restarted the mower, I had to hit the power button to do those things, and then also hit the power up button if I wanted to use the higher setting, instead of it just remembering that setting. So, not a fan. Now, the grass catcher was more than adequate, actually. One trip around my yard was only about half of the bag full, so that's really not bad. Now, a con, however, is if you see in this picture, every place, including underneath the spring, in this weird, strange spot over here that seems to have no purpose, all that area gathered up a bunch of grass. So if you found this video helpful, will you please give it a thumbs up? It's really helpful to the channel. Also, please consider subscribing. I do a lot of tool review videos, and it is lawnmower season. I have another one after this coming to review. I have to start giving them away to my neighbors. There's so many piling up in the yard. But I think you'd find those really helpful. It's free. All you have to do is click on subscribe or follow. And it's very helpful to the channel. Now I'm going to leave a link to this YardCare mower in the description below. Full disclosure, that'll be an Amazon affiliate link. So if you click on it and end up making a purchase, it won't cost you a thing, but I do get a small reward at the end of the month. Now, lastly, I would like to thank YardCare for sending me out this mower for my independent review without any preconceived agreement on what I was going to say, nor did they even ask to see the video ahead of time. I've had other companies that have done that, and I decline those reviews. So until next time, thank you for watching.